Welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yield in all of DeFi. I'm your host, Jorge, with your co-host, TBC, the Beefy Cow. And it is looking a little bloody out there. Am I right, TBC?
Yeah. It was we had a really good podcast the previous week. And then
Like right when we uploaded.
yeah. We got impeccable timing. Anyway, I'm just gonna start here, Jorge. I don't know if you saw this story, but a Bitcoin whale dumped 24,000 BTC. This essentially is going to cause a flash crash. So a colossal Bitcoin whale who has been silent for over 5 years just unloaded 24,000 BTC. Market value
Crazy.
2.7 billion. And this crashed Bitcoin by about 4,000 within minutes. Within minutes, the entire market was triggered. Liquidations were leveraged. People were jumping off of fucking buildings. It was madness, Jorge. It was madness. And I remember where I was. I was eating dinner. I had a nice little kale salad, and I was just diving into the vinaigrette of it, and I was like, oh my, and people were screaming and panicking in the restaurants. Like tables were flying, waiters, bottles. It was just wild. Cars were crashing into buses. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. Where were you when this whale dumped 24,000 Bitcoin, Jorge? Where were you? Do you remember?
I was probably watching like Netflix, and I wasn't wearing a shirt. I was eating snacks. I think I was watching Wednesday with my wife. I'm just like, oh, there you go. But I mean, what I thought was really interesting about this whale was that they ended up rotating into Ethereum.
Oh, what?
So it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's what I find also fascinating is, and I could be totally wrong here, but I have a feeling that this OG whale is probably participating in the full scheme of crypto, not just Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like they're knowledgeable enough to move their funds out of Bitcoin.
I see what you're saying.
Apparently, there was also like use of Hyperliquid as well, in order to also take on leverage. So they had enough money to move the market, take leverage at the same time, take profits, and then rotate into Ethereum. And this is insanity. It also feels kind of deliberate in a way because they did it on the weekend, which is when there's the least amount of liquidity. So you can move the price way easier on the weekend. In theory, if you're rich enough.
You're not suggesting the markets are manipulated, are you?
No, TBC.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Why would I do this? Whale is just diversifying his portfolio. I gotcha.
Look, it's that time of year, and this whale is just taking on its migration into the pool of Ethereum.
He's
what
just,
it looks like here.
He found a better way to offload, so he could, make sure he's got enough to pay his taxes. That's all.
Right.
That's what's happening.
Exactly.
When you got 2.7 billion in BTC and price go up, sometimes you gotta sell some so that the government doesn't come in your house and shoot you. So. That's all.
I mean, if I had to guess, if this person has so much Bitcoin, they probably have a lot of money. There's potential that this guy could be living in a country where either there's no taxation or Bitcoin's taxation is very low. Or
he bought the government, just in case.
Or he bought the government.
Yeah,
that's one thing we learned this year. You could buy anything.
You could buy anything. Yes, that's what Doge was all about, right? Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
All right,
but. Speaking of Bitcoin, I thought something that was very interesting is Nayib Bukele from El Salvador has made an order to basically create 14 wallets where their Bitcoin has been separated to. Each wallet holds 500 Bitcoin each, which totals to about 678 million. And the interesting reasoning here is that they have done this because they're worried about quantum computing being able to break into crypto wallets. And what I find interesting, really, TBC, If the story was just they put it into 14 wallets, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's very interesting that it says a lot if a government like El Salvador is already like, hey, we've been in this now for a long time, and we're getting really concerned about quantum computing. It seems to be like a part of technology that in the crypto industry they're not talking about a lot. TBC, what do you
Mm.
think?
Yeah. This is a wild story. This is if you're deep into that Bitcoin culture where they talk all that nerd
Hmm.
tech stuff like Taproot and Snore and all that, they're always like, "What are we gonna do about quantum computing?" And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would here's what I would say to El Salvador. Okay, listen. In the grand scheme of things, you're just a tiny whale. There was just a
Hmm.
guy who had 24,000 Bitcoin that just shifted the market. So maybe
Right.
quantum computers are gonna attack him instead first. I don't know, unless unless this is a political attack. But even
That's possible.
even even if we are talking quantum computing, right? And
Right.
what's happening here is El Salvador is just kind of sending a signal to us saying, "Hey, we know something you might not know. Maybe we should
Hmm.
all start moving our Bitcoin into multiple wallets." I don't know. I'm gonna I'm gonna start thinking about it.
Yeah,
I don't.
definitely.
I could barely manage
Option.
like the wallets I have, but 14 Bitcoin
Mhm.
wallets, I don't even know.
Yeah, man. The other thing that I wonder about is it could also be that there are actors that have quantum computers right now, and that maybe they've already been attacked.
Oh, okay. Well,
And so,
my mind's blowing, Jorge.
I
So,
mean, hey,
like,
it's possible. And there's been some projects that claim to have created quantum, like some type of quantum protection or immunity. I know Algorand has been working on that for a while. I think they may have already accomplished it. I don't know. But it's definitely a multi-million dollar idea if you can create Bitcoin wallets that are quantum protected, which we don't even know if that's real. Like, is that
what
BS?
about those
When
you put the
you say
Bitcoin
that,
on your cold wallet stick thing and you bury it in your backyard? Are you safe then, Jorge?
I really, I mean, I would assume so. I mean, right now, I'm not exactly sure. I would imagine that all these wallets that El Salvador has moved all the Bitcoin to are cold wallets, but it is very possible that they're not. I don't know. But TBC, you have
Yeah,
some bullish news for
I
us,
do,
don't
I
you?
do. That was really crazy because I started to get all Joe Rogan. They're like, "What if the aliens are coming?" Right? Anyway, what?
Yeah.
Hey, this is screw the aliens right now because and screw the entire Bitcoin potential collapse because of whales dumping and quantum computing is going to steal everything you have. We got good news here. Web3
Yes.
funding hit 9.6 billion in Q2 for 2025. Even though there's fewer deals going on. So in Q2,
Hmm.
Web3 startup secured, as I just said, 9.6 billion in venture capital, the second highest quarter ever. But this is just across 306 deals, which is when you think about it and you do the math, and I'm not going to, that's a freaking lot per deal. Um,
Yeah.
it's like these things are insane. Like it's, that's like I don't even know. I'm gonna do some math here, but like the medium there is like what 6.6 million. Like right? Is that right? That
Yeah.
ain't right. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like we need to start a project, Jorge, and get some these. Get some of this 9.6 billion. Like
Yeah, man.
that's
That's
where the
what.
money is, not dumping on people, but getting these venture capitalist suckers to buy into whatever you're shilling. Like we'll dress as you and I could get dressed up in like some bro clothes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll go to like Dubai and we'll be like, hey man, we totally got this great idea for a stable coin, right? And then
Yeah.
we'll copy paste like some we'll copy and paste Luna. I'll just be like, we're gonna do
Dude,
this.
I'm pretty amazed that I haven't seen a lot of that this cycle yet. I feel like there was going to be something out there, but dude, I mean for me what's bullish here is like the overall economy does not look that great, but the hunger for the continued like demand for seed rounds in the crypto space seems to be increasing despite these economic issues. So I'm still very much convinced that we are not in a bear market, despite despite this dip. I personally think that we're in a really good spot, and I just think this confirms it. You know, like it would be interesting if this article would list every single deal, like to see what the seed round people are looking at, or it could be like what we spoke about before recording is, there could be a lot of scams out of this 306. I don't know, but
I'm sorry, it's like an average of $31 million per.
that is a lot of money for another AI bot crypto project.
Oh my God, dude.
My God. But in maybe sort of not as possibly exciting news, Japan's yen-backed stablecoin arrives amid the Bank of Japan's hike talks.
Oh, I wonder how much they got in the seed round.
Yeah, I wonder how much. So Japan has just released their stablecoin, which is a fully banked and JGB backed yen stablecoin this fall. Or no, it's going to be released this fall. With the BOJ expected to raise rates soon, demand for yen-denominated assets is rising. I mean, for me, the thing that I find very interesting here is that Japan has always had a major issue where they're just constantly creating more currency. And I think like they're kind of seeing what the US is doing in a way, where we're getting into this more multipolar world, and they need to find bond buyers, for their bonds.
Yeah.
In Japan, if they start if they start raising rates and giving companies, the go ahead to make stable coins, it just creates like another market of people that want to purchase, the stable coins, and potentially can help balance the yen, and its value. So, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think for me, the reason I like this story is because it just tells us what, other central banks are doing. And this is also the BOJ, which is arguably the most important central bank after the U.S. central bank. So I think it's very telling. I think we're going to see more of these stablecoins being released by central banks over time. TBC, what do you think?
Yeah, Japan is they're screwed, right? They're falling apart, and they are in really bad shape. Europe is in really bad shape when it comes to their central banking issues, and Japan is not in good shape. America, believe it or not, take it for what it's worth. I think America isn't in as bad shape as most people say we are. I think a lot of that is just British psyop, but whatever. I think America could actually handle potentially what's coming, whereas Japan cannot. And that's why you're starting to see a lot of these countries try to, once again, mitigate the potential damage that's coming. Now, Japan, not like Europe, isn't, how do I say this? Like, Europe's on the hook for a lot of money that they don't have, and they're going under. Okay, hands down. That's why they're trying to bring about the war once again. They're trying to bring about World War III, Jorge. If you weren't aware, to once again recollateralize. And if that happens, I hope we don't all have to get dragged into another European feud, because a bunch of rich people are going to leverage politicians to expand a border conflict in the Balkans into another high leverage situation. Yeah, okay. I'm on a tangent here, but anyway, yeah. So Japan, good luck with that. Good luck.
I mean, I think in more of simple terms, I think it's. I mean, the yen is constantly going down in value.
They're
because
screwed.
they've had low rates.
They're done.
Well,
They're
they've
dead.
had
It's dead.
They've
They're
had.
dead, Jorge.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't know if I'd go that far.
Was that one of my predictions this year, that Japan would be dead this year?
I'll check and I'll confirm in the video.
Check it later.
But I do think that for Japan is a very unique situation, because what makes their financial situation really unique versus the rest of the world is that since they've had low rates for so long to try to bounce back, since I think it was the 90s or like early 2000s when their bubble sort of burst, since the yen's value has been going down, that means that people who hold yen are constantly losing like value. So they started purchasing tons of assets. So they own so much private equity, so much crypto, Japan has the highest amount of U.S. bonds. Uh, they have the highest holding of a foreign nation. So I mean, it's just they hold so many assets, and the reason the world freaks out whenever Japan raises rates is because they own so much, and also banks in the US will finagle and borrow in yen because the rates are so low. So, I mean, if they were to raise rates, there was always a concern that they would create a massive unwinding and leverage throughout the financial markets.
That's what
So, I
America's
mean,
been doing for the last 2 years. Like,
well, yeah, I mean,
well, okay,
definitely,
maybe even
but
longer.
Japan's is unique because like the people that live there are incentivized, the government is incentivized to basically hold anything but yen. So it's like if the rate goes up, you can create this massive cascading where, like, I mean, bonds from other countries, equity, crypto, you name it, all these people start getting levered up, and then it's like, okay, I need to be in yen because now it's going back up in value. So it's quite interesting. So I mean, we gotta keep our eyes on this, and hopefully all three of you that are watching this did not go away. TBC,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
going on with Bitcoin mining?
Well, if you're not paying attention, I know. I don't. I got a couple nodes hidden in my house running. I'm not into mining because I don't. That's a lot of computers. But if you didn't see this, Jorge, the mining community, they got some news because businesses, all right, they tend to be absorbing Bitcoin at a 4x mining rate. So River Finance reports businesses are absorbing 1,755 BTC per day this year. That's nearly a 4x than what basically BTC is mining daily. So BTC is like 450 a day mined, and it's getting absorbed at 17 and a half. So funds and ETFs, of course, they claim to be adding about 1,400 BTC a day, driving a supply squeeze. I don't, whatever. Plus, there's also that paper Bitcoin that we're not really sure of, but that's pretty wild. So, are we running out of Bitcoin? Do we need to increase the supply, Jorge, from 21 million? I don't know.
I see what you did there. No, I mean, I think what this shows is just that the demand is just continuing to go up. I mean, I personally don't think we need to dwell on this story that much.
Yeah, but price
I
isn't
think
going up
everybody,
4 times a day. What the hell, Jorge?
I don't know how. I mean, there's constantly
What's going on?
people selling and buying and selling
Is
and
that
buying.
how the market
but
works? Or do you think, Jorge, that the market might be manipulated?
It could be both.
Oh my.
The boring answer is probably both. I mean, we'll see if we get another big dump this weekend. We're shooting on Sunday. There has not been a massive dump, but the fear and greed is at 39. So people are starting to freak out, which could be, I mean, not financial advice, but could be a buying opportunity coming up soon.
So dump. Gotta
But
dump. I'm dumping out all that.
or you have to dump.
Jorge said, buy. I'm selling everything. I'm going to liquidate all 14 of my wallets.
So that's what's going on with mining. Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what's going on with crypto treasury firms?
Okay. It's what I wake up for every single day of my life and only stop when I go out for a nice kale salad at a restaurant to enjoy the evening, waiting
Oh, you're
for
totally
another.
a kale salad eater.
Oh, yeah. I'm just with, little vinaigrettes.
Well, crypto treasury firms echo CDO risk of 2008.
What?
So crypto treasury firms holding Bitcoin/altcoins on balance sheets are layering governance and leverage risk onto their bearer assets. Critics compare them to pre-2008 CDOs, opaque and fragile. They may not cause a crisis, but can amplify its downturns.
What could go wrong?
So the breakdown, I mean, yeah, what could go wrong? Michael Saylor can completely dilute the value of his shares forever to keep buying Bitcoin. What could possibly go wrong?
This is the most depressing podcasts. It's all we ever do.
I mean, dude. I mean, I think it's fair for people to be skeptical of all these crypto treasury firms. I mean, it's very weird because, like, let's say it's the stock of a company.
Sure.
The CEOs can't go on TV and say, buy my stock. It's like there's all these weird rules about how you talk about stocks when you're a CEO. But in this case, Michael Saylor just goes online. It's like, just just buy Bitcoin, because there's no rule saying he can't advertise another asset, So I mean, it's very. I just think that this is begging. Like we've learned from other crashes in DeFi that, and also within FTX and all this, that these companies love to take risk and they lever up super hard, and then us participants in the market suffer as a consequence. And I just think like the reason I want to bring this up is not to tell you that we're in a bear market, but to be skeptical of all these people. You should be practicing healthy skepticism. They have something to gain. Like, this might be a hot take.
So, yeah.
The fact that Michael Saylor doesn't want to show his wallet, like his Bitcoin wallets, and the fact that he's mentioned statements about like self-custody not being all that big of a deal, and all this other stuff. It gives me the vibe that Michael Saylor is just in this to make as much money as possible, which I guess is what all these people are doing. But I really want you to just think, if you see these kind of people, just think critically, be logical. In like the last cycle, I was not logical. I thought things would go up for forever, and I could have pulled out with a lot more money.
Yeah.
So I just recommend like just to be skeptical of these people, think logically, take your time, breathe. TBC?
Yeah. It was just this week, My kid has reached that age where I had to sit him down and have to talk. It was kind of awkward. I'm like, hey, you got to practice safe skepticism. You got to get out there. There's a crazy market out there, and these people, they're gonna reach into your pants to try to get what they want, and you got to be smart and utilize 14 different wallets to keep your Bitcoin safe.
Just 14.
Just 14. It's exactly
only 14.
Listen. I'm still stuck on this. If quantum computers are taking over, and El Salvador is like, we know this. They went with 14 for a particular reason. And Michael, show us your wallets, okay? Show us what's going on. What are you hiding from us, Michael? And also, I am not.
Is it possible that he's not holding?
Listen. I don't care, okay? If Michael Saylor wants to go out there and say everyone buy Bitcoin, that's fine, that's fine, because people for some reason follow him and they buy Bitcoin, and Bitcoin price go up, and that's good for me. And it's also good for that whale who apparently has another $2 billion worth of Bitcoin to dump on us. But he's just rotating into XRP.
Exciting.
But you know what he's not rotating into, Jorge? Because I checked his wallet. Pump.fun.
Oh.
Yeah. This week.
What's going on with the Pump?
Yeah. The Pump spent $62 million on buybacks. So Pump.fun has spent exactly $62.6 million buying back 16.5 billion Pump. Man, we just throw these numbers around like billions, like no problem. They burned 66% and staked 40%. So the price is up 54% after August lows, but revenue is down, and they do still have that $5.5 billion lawsuit hanging over their heads. So here's the thing. I don't know. Just from the periphery, Jorge, do you see people returning to Pump.fun in droves ever again?
Yeah. Oh, even though, look, TBC, this is not an endorsement of Pump.fun. If you guys have been watching the show,
you love it.
I don't mess with meme coins. I do not. I just think it's too risky for my appetite. I go for a little bit of the mid to long game versus the super short game. So for me, what I think was the sell on the Pump token, if I'm not mistaken, was that you could get some of the fees, from the casino, which is a smart idea. Like if you don't want to be the guy who's playing in the casino, you want to be the owner of the casino. So I mean, if you can have the tokens and receive revenues in some fashion, that's a great idea, But in this case, I just think that the demand is not there right now, and also the attention is on a very small amount of meme coins. From what I've seen, there hasn't been a gigantic trading market for them. It puts Solana into a lot of question. Like, how are they going to overperform when so many people right now are using it for meme coin trading now? But I have seen some other things going on in Solana that makes me more optimistic. But yeah, I mean, dude, it's definitely a protocol that comes with a lot of dirt, and I just don't want to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, the fact that they're buying stuff back, I'm sure is a combination of the stress of not making the same revenues, as before, but also trying to have people interested in having Pump in the conversation. But what else can that token really do to make it worth, the user's time? You know what I mean?
Yep. This is a bigger issue that a lot of protocols run into. Once the hype is over, what do you do? And how do you survive? And
right.
What happens to your token? Every protocol after a certain point goes through it. Market hype dies down, hype for your product dies down. Somebody else, drops a fork, and the next thing you know is, how do you compete? How do you survive? How do you last? Is Pump a product that is just going to be here in 5 years? I don't know, but this is, I don't know. I don't think it bodes well for them, and I don't see a market potentially returning to them anytime soon. So good luck, Pump.
I mean, the reason I think people are going to come back is because I think that people forget just how many people are in crypto and just all they care about is gains. If there is a huge market euphoria, and you start seeing in the news like, hey, this guy just got an 100x or whatever the hell, that's when the market becomes saturated. If anything, if Pump starts performing extremely well, it might be time to sell. If people are just like, I'm gonna buy fart coin and diaper coin, I'm gonna buy Kawaii girl coin, that this girl at the crypto conference keeps asking me for my seed phrase or recommended me to buy.
Let's go.
So that's all I'm saying to you.
I don't know, man. Jorge, I think
it's worth paying attention to.
No, I don't know. I feel like Pump was the fad of the last run. That's it. It seems like every year you get one crazy fad in crypto, and I think the Solana racist meme coins and Pump.fun action of last year was just that. And people are moving on to something new. That's all. That's my take.
Speaking of moving on to something new, TBC.
Yeah.
The whales are having a little bit of fun. So Bitcoin whales are beginning to rotate billions into Ethereum despite the $5 billion execute.
Oh my God.
So Bitcoin whales are shifting billions into Ethereum even as Ethereum's validator execute hits $5 billion, stretching withdrawals to 18 days. Institutional demand seems to be cushioning sell pressure. And we've definitely seen it. Like, despite Bitcoin dipping really hard, ETH has continued to stay above $4,000. But the breakdown is pretty simple here. We've seen whales move about $2.59 billion of BTC into $2.2 billion of ETH, plus $577 million in perpetual long positions. 9 whale wallets have aggregated $456 million of Ethereum. I mean, that is insane. Really, and fortunately, you can use tools now in like Coin Market Cap's app that I like a lot, where you could see the amount of money flowing into Ethereum and Bitcoin via the ETFs, and you could see how throughout the month of August, the institutional flow is definitely going to Ethereum, I think. So I don't know. I'm bullish. I am bullish. TBC, are you bullish? Are you bullish?
Yeah, I hope so.
Are your giblies being tickled right now?
No, because I just realized how poor I am. Oh my God, dude! Like there are people out there with some serious staggering wealth in crypto, and
I know.
Wow.
It's unreal. Unreal.
When are they now? If I'm not mistaken, according to Twitter, the Bitcoin whales move into ETH, and then after ETH they move into altcoin, and then supposedly that's when that magical alt season that people talk about, like you had to be there, and we've never been because we've never seen it, right?
Yeah,
that's when that happens. So maybe we're getting closer, guys. Maybe it's time to strap in and start loading up because alt season is finally on the horizon.
All I'm saying is, whales, when you bestow the season to us,
please,
we greatly appreciate it. If you want to do it sooner than later,
please do it before Japan goes under. All right,
dude. Also, something I want to point out since the last episode is that Bitcoin's dominance has fallen again. Now it's at 57.5, Ethereum at 14%, and other altcoins are starting to go up 0.5%.
Cardano,
So
let's go.
it's definitely showing that the flows are shifting into Ethereum and altcoins. Although Ethereum has been gaining the lion's share, but I mean, another 0.5% in altcoins is pretty wild. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if next week we see the altcoins hit 29, maybe 29.5% if the trend continues as it is. So, I mean, TBC, this is just looking so bullish.
It's a confusing market. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It doesn't know what pronouns to use. We're just gonna have to sit here and wait.
You out. It
That's
wants
true.
To shake you out.
That's true. They just
That's
want
what it wants to do.
I'm not gonna play. Okay, I'm not gonna play. I'm gonna bury my stable coins in my backyard. So good luck, suckers. You're not getting them. You're not getting them.
TBC.
Yes.
Speaking of moving money.
That's right.
Tell me, what else is going on?
Well, if you're Chinese or a drug cartel, you're probably not burying your stable coins in the backyard. Turns out you're laundering, and it's very likely that you're laundering through the United States banking system. Apparently, from 2020 to 2024, okay, you guys paying attention? The Chinese laundering network, I didn't know this was a thing. How do I get involved? Hit me up, guys. Where can I apply? Tied to cartels, pushed 312 billion, another insane number that I can't wrap my head around, through to United States banks. Apparently, I don't know. They claim it was used for drugs trafficking, real estate, healthcare, fraud, and more. So, yeah, hey, don't they know you're supposed to use Tornado Cash for all this? What the hell's the matter with them? We have created a completely horrible, degenerate system that navigates around the United States banking system, which doesn't require you to pay a crazy, insane amount of fees or have to go to an actual bank. What do you think we're doing out here? We built crypto for a reason so that you could launder your horrible, evil, dirty deeds, illicit, ill-gotten gains utilizing the blockchain. Okay, we got Tornado Cash, we got Monero, we got private wallets, and you guys are out there running your sex trafficking rings profits through like what Bank of America? What's the matter with you guys? You can do better than this. We built it for you. Can you please funnel that money into DeFi and maybe get some yield on it? There's all types of great opportunities out there for you. Come on now. This
like on Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yield in all of DeFi.
Like, seriously, like you just gotta onboard that shit, man. Onboard that shit, and you could instead of packaging like dollar bills like in saran wrap, and filling up like shipping containers filled with them. All you do is you write down your seed phrase, right, and you give it to a kawaii girl at a convention, and boom, next thing you know, your money's in Taiwan. That's it. Jorge?
I mean, dude, if anything, you know what? This must be what, like, Friendster and MySpace feels like to Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, we have this super hot, like, apparently incredible technology that's so easy to launder stuff, but they still keep using the banks. Like, are our innovations just not sufficient enough to eat market share?
No, we've done it all wrong. We've done it all wrong.
We've done it all wrong.
The banks are just the best at this. No matter what we do,
they're just so good.
Whatever
game
we do,
respects game.
It's a good thing, they keep going after and cleaning up the crypto, because we're just this is.
Well, I think what's important to, in fairness to Tornado and Monero and all these other things, the reason these are not really good mechanisms for a lot of criminals, it might be for small, like very small criminals. There's just not enough liquidity on chain to move 312 billion or potentially what these guys are probably moving, I imagine, is like hundreds of million at a time. Mm-hmm. So because of that, there's just not enough. And I know this is kind of like a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory thing, but I think that the reality is that Monero is now compromised. Unfortunately, that one was a real heartbreaker. Just a true OG protocol. Hopefully something can be done. you know, tornado cash. I mean, these are things that I think governments are using as well.
To launder money?
And I,
Yes, obviously.
of course, yeah. And then the other thing too is I think that the reality is you may think you are in, you know, doing things successfully like on chain. If you haven't seen the documentary about how they caught that what was it? The Bybit hack from a few years ago. It was like the largest financial seizure in history. Like if you haven't had the chance to watch that documentary to see just how intelligent like some of these dudes are that go after criminals that try using the blockchain, it's just not an effective means to do something illicit. If you're using a regular cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, it's traceable. If we're using the privacy mechanisms, there's not enough liquidity. And even if there is, I've heard, like I've read or heard that some of these people say that they can still track it. So I mean,
hey, dude, I mean, like, you're not
so
doing
look,
a good job.
You gotta go to a guy.
To the cartels. Come on. Like,
I mean,
guys,
I'm just saying.
Don't worry about quantum computing. All right, get that on chain. Get that billions on chain. That's the liquidity we all need. The rest of us degens won't dump on you. We promise. All right, we promise.
Oh boy. So, you know, as people begin to go on chain more,
yes,
Avalanche has been getting in the news. Have you seen this, TBC?
I did. Yeah, congrats, Avi. Let's go.
Hey, so AVAX surges 66% in transactions, and there has been a lot of buzz for an ETF coming. So what has been going on in Avalanche is really interesting. Transactions are up 66% in 1 week. That's 11.9 million transactions, 181,000 wallets. And the US GDP is going to be on chain. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. But I think that the reason this is happening, and I'm not a shill, we are not affiliated or working with Black Hole on Avalanche, but
well, that's not true.
What's his name?
We do have some black hole vaults on Beefy, so hey, people.
Oh, we do. Oh, excuse
yeah.
me. That's
Sorry, man,
my fault. Sorry. We got so much stuff going on. Sometimes I get lost. But right now, Black Hole has done an incredible job of bringing people into AVAX. It's wild how much TVL they have right now. And I suspect that a lot of these people are, I know this is going to sound cheesy or stupid, but they're following Elio Trades on YouTube, and he's always pushing Black Hole Sun, you know? And he's just an effective communicator. So, I mean, will AVAX pick up more momentum in other parts of the chain? You know, maybe in gaming. We've actually have a video, we'll link it here, where we spoke to, man, I forget that guy's position, but we spoke to someone from the team over at AVAX. Really cool guys, and they're going to have a lot going on. So definitely worth keeping your eyes on.
Yeah, Matt Schmink.
Wait, where were
remember? That's right.
Matt Schmink.
Yeah.
Matt Schmink. Yeah, we spoke to him about AVAX. Really fantastic stuff going on. So, I mean, keep your eyes out on that. If you're bullish on AVAX, you'll definitely want to read into Black Hole.
Ooh, I'm just looking at APY here. This is got some decent stuff. What are you guys doing, man? What are you guys doing? We got some friggin' killer vaults on AVAX right now. This is nice. Anyway, all right. Sorry, I'll get back onto my script. Where the hell was I? Oh, hey.
All right.
Last story, folks. Buckle up because this is wild.
We're going on a bumpy ride.
Everyone's favorite self-proclaimed Nazi, greatest beats maker, guy who covers his face because he doesn't trust all the cameras out there. Hey, get up to him. Everybody's single greatest troll and legend in the music industry. Kanye West. What
is going on?
Is it the Easy token? It crashes.
Yeezy. It's pronounced Yeezy.
Yeezy? Easy?
It's pronounced Yeezy token.
Yeezy? What? No wonder why it crashed. Kanye, dude. What the hell are you doing? Anyway, I don't know. 74 million lost. Well, in the never-ending realm of celebrities and pop icons and people who become memes who decide to somehow capitalize off their fame by creating a coin and then dumping on their community. It turns out Kanye's Easy meme coin surged a total of 1,400%. Well done. And then collapsed 80%. Whatever. That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, leaving 51,000, I'm sorry, traders with a $74 million loss. Insiders, as usual. I don't know why people buy any coin ever that has insiders, but insiders scored millions, while the rest of you jackasses got burned. Guys, can you just stop buying these tokens? I mean, what do you like?
Yeah.
This is, you belong on Pump.fun, trying to.
This was on Pump.fun.
Oh, never mind. Shit.
So I guess they were where they needed to be. TBC.
You got you all knew what you were getting into. This is not a news story.
Yeah.
You act like, come on now. Good God, dude. Okay. You know, that. What do you think's going to happen? Come on now. Oh my God. Only 11 wallets made $1 million plus in profits. That's crazy. Insider sniping, $12 million in gains. Come on, dude. This is stop, people.
Dude, this is why I don't mess with meme coins at all. It's because of stuff like this. It's just
you could have, yeah, but Jorge, you're a better trader than all these people. Money. You're better than all these people.
I'm not that great a trader. I'm okay. I do decent, but
what you do is you buy as soon as it lists, right? And then as soon as you hit the buy button, you hit the sell button. Okay, that's how you win on Pump.fun. Trust me, yeah, I've made all the
foolproof. That's a foolproof strategy. I definitely don't see what could possibly go wrong. My God. But yeah, everybody, look, just practice skepticism, you know, and like
safe skepticism. Have that talk with your kids, all right?
Yeah, man. You need to talk to your kids about the birds and the bees before they start using blockchain, all right?
That's what I'm saying.
Look, and all I'm saying is Kanye West is a Nazi, and it just makes me sad that that wasn't enough to
this is the world we're living in.
Maybe I shouldn't buy this Nazi's coin. You know? Like, come on, people.
That, you know, it could have been a good coin.
Like, you made a Nazi
Jorge, come on. Are you trying to say that the Nazis can't make a token with decent tokenomics? Is that what you're trying to say? A fascist token? Oh my God, Jorge, I got this idea. So when we go to Dubai, we're gonna sell a fascist token that is specifically targeted to drug cartels to launder money. How much VC funding do you think we could get? We could like
dude, I'm just
we're gonna be so rich.
That article makes dude, if that article tells you anything, it's that VCs are putting money into anything, I guess, right now. That's just ridiculous.
Untapped profit, man. 74 million. You guys got wrecked on Kanye.
Yeah. God. Look, all I hope is that you learn from this and just
who are you talking to?
I know. Look, I'm just saying fundamentals.
Getting wrecked all the time.
Fundamentals.
I hope you learn from this. No one learned. They're all chasing the lottery, Jorge. They're all chasing.
Yeah, they're all chasing. They're all chasing the games.
It's the leverage. It's the high. It's the I'm gonna make it. I'm just one trade away. Okay.
Yeah.
Leverage. If Japan can leverage up, so can you. All right. The world is all about risk taking, and if you gotta buy a Nazi token to get your family in a better place, then so be it. That's all I'm saying, Jorge. That's all I'm saying. Don't judge people out there hustling.
Well, if you're out there hustling, I just want you to be safe. Thank you all so much for watching the Beefy Pod from Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yield in all of DeFi. I'm your host, Jorge, and TBC, we are out.
Have a good one, everybody. Bye.